Welcome to Caliente Topics. This is your daily tax webcast. I'm your host, Veronica Russell, and I'm with Patrick Russell, EA from eminenttaxman.com. Welcome to another webcast. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to go over the details in what to do when you get an IRS letter asking to prove that a dependent live with you. So, Patrick, to you.
Thank you, Veronica. All right, so we are continuing on the conversation regarding the 566-S's and Sam notice when you have to prove that you're taking care of family members or dependents in your home. Today we're going to talk a little bit about, well, first and foremost, let me recap. Remember, regardless of which dependents or what your filing status may be when the letter comes your way, to answer this letter, you're really answering three questions. And that is relationship, residency, and financial support. And so today we're going to be talking about the dependent living with you. And believe it or not, this is actually the question that sometimes takes up the most documentation. No two dependents are alike. Depending on the age of the dependents and the relationship, it might be real easy to prove that your son or daughter lives with you, or very difficult to prove that your granddaughter or grandson lived with you. So, Veronica, go ahead and give them a list of the most basic documentation that proves a child's or an older dependent's residency.
For under 18 years old or even in college, the first thing that you want to get is the student profile. That's a big one. Obviously, it comes with the address, with the name of the dependent, with a little more information. But the main thing is the name and the address. And before, you used to have to make an appointment to get a copy of that. Now,
Right.
everything is online, so you guys can actually create a profile if you don't have one as a mom or
With
dad.
the school district,
Yeah.
in most cases, yeah.
So once you go in there, just get the a student profile, and that's something that it will save you a lot of time and effort.
School documentations for directly related kids, obviously an easy resource. You have doctor records and billing profile that you can request. That also helps. So medical is another one. Vaccination records when you're talking about a newborn. That's a tough one because now you're talking about, well, who would have any records in that situation? And so take heart. The IRS, they're not immovable. They do understand. As long as you can prove that the birth did take place in the year in question, and you have vaccination records and things, the most basic of documentations for a newborn that may have only been born for a couple of months, you're fine there. But now, what about the unemployed brother who's an adult, doesn't have any discernible income, anything reportable, and is living on your couch? We see that quite a bit. Veronica, what are some documentations that clients can bring to their defense and send it in?
Yeah. So in this case, for older dependents, even if they don't work, I'm pretty sure that nowadays, it's 2021, they have health insurance to the county, so they can always request a document to them. Probably a bank account that they have open. Even if they don't have a lot of money, they still have probably an account open. Another thing can be a letter of recommendation as well.
Well, just mail in general. I think that's the first thing, that's the second revelation that a lot of clients need to understand. When it comes to the records that we submit, they have to be dated in the year in question. So if we are dealing with the year 2 years back, let's say 2018, let's say you have a bunch of junk mail in the person's name. People want to bring junk mail all the time, and that's a wonderful proof of evidence, so long as it's dated in the right year. People want to bring current year stuff, and unfortunately, when it comes to a 566-S audit, all the documentations and records and evidence must be dated and pertaining to the year in question, right? So that's a big revelation. Well, I don't have any of that stuff anymore, right? That's a common response. Once again, rolling it back around to a message that I'm trying to browbeat into all of our clientele. The landscape of the audit has modernized. It's not required for you to have the paper original. It is just a verified source, such as a PDF scan document that looks legit. In most cases, that's what it ends up being, That's what you need. And keep in mind that if you don't have it, there are no partial credit. That's the other thing that we want to bring home as well. Pat, what if I can prove 2 out of 3? Will they allow a partial credit? And the answer to that is always no. You must go 3 out of 3. Any last words on residency? Because, of course, we will be continuing the conversation. Now, the last... Oh, no, go ahead. I have a last point, but you do your last point.
Yeah, so I was just... if you know that potentially you're going to be taking care of someone and the person doesn't have anything, that's today or this year is the time where you can start planning. Hey, you're not going to be
Excellent
working. You want to move
point.
out. You might couch, so this is what's going to happen. Make sure that you change your address because...
Billing addresses, insurance. Oh, absolutely. That's huge.
What happens a lot is that someone moves into your home and they still have, their address based on the last address. And then now it's like, okay, do I have to change everything? And yes, the answer is yes, to make sure that you're going to be the one claiming the dependent. Make sure that you have everything in order.
Gosh, guys, we can go on another webcast on just this subject alone. Reason being, out of all 3 of the categories, this will be the question that my expression of painting a picture really comes into play. You cannot have enough documentation to prove that a person lived with you, especially if we are talking about an extended relationship like a niece, a nephew, a grandchild, or an adult brother. Those are the real big red flags, okay? So we would like to come back around to this tomorrow. Why? The 1099B. We need to talk about the 1099B. This is huge, guys. Well,
thank
anything
you.
else?
Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to share, comment
Absolutely.
on the video, and let us know if you have any questions. If you are going through an audit at this moment, let us know. We can always assist you, make an appointment, a Zoom appointment, FaceTime appointment, and we can definitely assist you through the process.
Absolutely. Thank you. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day.